everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a list of 10 products, high-end, that are not worth the splurge. So if that sounds interesting to you, just stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So because this is a list of a bunch of products that really disappointed me, I don't necessarily have them all in front of me. So for anything that I don't have, I'll at least insert a picture in the video so you can see what it looks like. So the first one on the list is the Dior Addict Lip Glows. So these retail for $41 Canadian. I bought this probably a year or so ago. I did end up keeping it and using the whole thing up, but like thinking back now, I really should have just returned it because I really didn't like it. So this is a Dior, so really expensive to begin with, but this is supposed to be like a cult classic that everybody loves from the Dior makeup line. It's basically supposed to be a really nourishing lip balm that also enhances your natural lip color. So I was like, okay, well, if this is $41, this must be like the best lip balm ever. So I went out and bought it. When I bought it, there was originally just this like pinky color. I think it was called Pink Glow, but I know since they've come out with 2 other colors for the line. So I bought it and I was so disappointed. I didn't even find it like even semi-nourishing, let alone like the best lip balm ever. Like I would put it on, it would feel nice for a while, but really didn't do anything to like nourish my lips for any real length of time. And I also like was not a super fan of the like, you know, tint of color that it gave my lips, but that might be more of a personal choice because I don't like lip balms that give you that like weird kind of enhanced red or pink look usually. Like if I'm going to buy a lip balm, I usually buy them clear because if I'm using lip balm, I'm usually not wearing any other makeup with it, so I find it looks really funny if you've got these like really rosy or red lips and then no other makeup on. Like to me, it just looks strange. But I was thinking that I could get over it if it was like a really nourishing lip balm that I could wear through the day, but sadly not very nourishing and didn't enjoy the color. So this for me is like a huge pass. The next product is the Stila Aqua Glow watercolor blushes. So these retail for $34. They come in 5 shades. And this is another one that I really should have just like known before I tried it that it probably wasn't for me. Like I really prefer powder blushes over liquid blushes, but I watched, I think Tati did a hot or not on them when they came out and she liked them and I was like, I'll give them a chance. So I went out and bought one of the colors. I have since returned it. Tried it out. First I used a stippling brush to kind of put it on and like found I could only get it on really patchy when I used the stippling brush. Like some areas were like way too saturated, others were like totally like didn't get any blush on it, and then I had to like spend all this time trying to blend it out. So then after that I tried using a beauty blender with it, which did work fairly well, but the only thing with that is that it's like a whole nother step to do in your makeup routine, which is already long enough for me. Like, so I use a beauty blender every day. I use like the bigger end for foundation and I use the like more tapered end for concealer. So if I want to use a liquid blush, then I need to go and get like another beauty blender, wet it, use that to apply it. And for me, that's just like takes so much longer than just like putting a powder blush on, which like I just greatly prefer. So I used this a couple times and it was too patchy for me. I felt like it was moving my makeup around. So for me, I knew I would never reach for it, so I ended up returning it. But if you love liquid blushes, this might be something that you like. But if you're kind of on the fence and usually stick with powder blushes, I would say this is definitely a pass. So next is the Kat Von D Everlasting Lipsticks, but only in some of the shades. So I actually have, where are they? I have 5 of the colors here. You can see, I'll kind of go like this so you can actually see the colors there. So these retail for $24 a piece. This is Canadian, remember. I'm from Canada, so if you're thinking, no, those are cheaper than that, it's because it's in Canadian dollars. And they come in 28 shades, so that's like an awesome range. The price is up there, but not too bad. Like, there are definitely more expensive liquid lipsticks out there. But the ones, the reason I put this on this list is I bought a couple of the darker shades. I bought Damned and I bought Exorcism, which are nice kind of dark purpley vampy shades, which I always prefer wearing usually in a liquid lipstick just because I don't want it feathering, I don't want it on my teeth, and it's just like the darker your lipstick, the more careful you have to be with it. And I was so disappointed with both dark shades. They were really streaky and patchy, and it took me so, like, I had to work with them so much just to get like a normal looking application on there that I was like, I'm never gonna reach for this if I know that like this is gonna take me this long to get on. And then, you know, throughout the day when after I had eaten and I had to touch up, then like if your liquid lipstick is already like patchy, has patchy application to begin with, like it's just a total mess. So those were a big miss for me. I ended up returning them, but I do love I have a red shade that I love. I have a couple of the lighter and pinky shades that I love. So for these ones, it's only the dark shades that I would steer away from. The rest of them are awesome and I love them. But Damned and Exorcism were so disappointing. The next one is the Smashbox Insta Matte Lipstick Transformer. This was like a really cool idea when it came out. I remember being like, oh my gosh, I've never heard of anything like this. It's basically like this product that you can squeeze out, and it's very like silicone-y. It feels just like the Smashbox skin primers. Like it has that really, it's like clear silicone-y feel. Anyways, you're supposed to be able to use this to mattify any kind of creamy or shiny looking lipstick so that it looks matte, but you don't have the dryness associated with like a matte lipstick. So I was like, these sound really cool. These retail for, or this does, for $26. Like, that's quite pricey for this one little item that like you're not really going to be using every day or anything like that. And I put this on the list because like I never reach for it. Like I never use it. I feel like if I have a lipstick that's creamy, like I usually like the look of it and don't necessarily want to mattify it. And then if I want to wear a matte looking lipstick, I just use a liquid lipstick. So for me, this just like isn't something that I ever reach for. Like I really wish I had have returned this, but I've had it for too long now. I just don't know if you'll get much use out of this. I guess maybe if you are one of those people who absolutely cannot stand liquid lipsticks or matte lipsticks are way too drying on your lips, you might enjoy this. But I think for the average person, it's just not something you're going to gravitate towards. I mean, it does work. But the other thing is it doesn't make your lipstick matte feeling. So like if you have issues with feathering or it getting on your teeth, like you're still gonna have that with this. It just takes away the actual shine that you're seeing. So this is a big pass. So the next one I put on the list are the Too Faced lip injections. So I know they have the original, just like the lip injections, and then they have like the lip injections extreme, and I think now they even have ones that have like colored tints to them. The original I know retails for $29, which is like pretty expensive for like a clear gloss. And obviously the purpose is it's supposed to be a lip plumper, and like I bought this and I was just like so disappointed. Like for all of these lip plumping lip glosses and all this kind of stuff, I never find I really get any kind of like noticeable plumping. And so then to just pay $29 for like a clear gloss doesn't make sense to me. And on top of it, it really burns, like really burns your lip. Like I usually am like, I can tolerate it, but like if it's gonna really burn my lips and all I'm gonna be seeing is this clear gloss with no plumping effects, then that is super disappointing. So I did purchase that one and used it a couple times and was like, I'm really not seeing anything, and I can't stand having my lips burn when I'm not seeing any kind of result. So I did end up returning that one as well. The next one on the list are the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Strobe Powders. So I think there's there's 4 shades in these, and they retail for, I think, $48 a piece. So they're a super pricey item. I mean, like everything in Hourglass's line is, but some products I find from Hourglass are like amazing staples, and then others are like huge misses. So this was a huge miss for me. I remember when these came out and I was like, oh my god, these are going to be fantastic highlighters, I bet, because the ambient lighting powders have this like amazing, like finely milled, very like light powdery feeling to them, which I really like. So when I was hearing that they were making highlighters, I was basically like ecstatic and couldn't wait to get my hands on them. And then I did hear like some mixed reviews online, which I really should have like listened to. Anyways, I went to the store, swatched them. I ended up getting like there was kind of a pinky silver one that I ended up getting, and swatched them, and they're like super sparkly, like super glittery, sparkly. And I was like, I don't know, maybe this will translate better with a brush on my cheekbones. So I bought it and used it, and like, if you like a strong highlight like I do, it just doesn't give you that. But I also don't think it's good for like a subtle highlight because there's so much glitter in it. Like, I just felt like I just like put this stripe of glitter on my face, but it wasn't giving me like a strong highlight that was really catching the light. But then if you're somebody who wants someone that's really subtle, then like you are probably going to be bothered by the fact that you feel like you have this stripe of glitter on your face, and it's not like this subtle sheen that's just kind of catching the light when you turn certain ways. So, and then with it, I also bought the little like applicator sponge that they put out with these. So one, it like almost looked like a little beauty blender, kind of. It was shaped a little bit differently, and then on one side it was like this little flat sponge that you're supposed to like apply the product with, and then on the other side there was like this felt, kind of like, it was like they taped a piece of felt to the bottom of the sponge, and that was what you were supposed to use to blend it out. And like that, just like, that was $25, and I was like, I will never reach for this. Like, I would way rather just use the brushes that I have that cost me like, I don't know, like $7 or something like that. So I kept that product for a while, but was never reaching for either one of them, like the strobing powders or the applicator. So I ended up returning both, and I would say these are a big pass, like especially that applicator. Like, if you have a half decent brush that you like now, or even like a beauty blender sponge, like, you don't need that applicator that they made to go with it, because it's just like, it was garbage, honestly. The next one I put on the list might come as a surprise to some people. I'm talking about like the YSL lipsticks in the square packaging, like the gold square packaging. I haven't tried the ones with the circular packaging that have that like really pretty design on it with the colors and stuff like that, but I have a couple of these square ones. And these are just not worth the money to me. Like, I was so excited to buy a YSL lipstick because like the packaging is so beautiful, and it's like so luxe, and I absolutely love this color. This is number 13. It's like this really beautiful like reddy orange, which are like my jam. Like, I love a good red orange. But they're not worth it because they're how much are these? $42 a piece. So this is the most expensive lipstick I own. Like, off the top of my head, if I'm trying to think of a more expensive lipstick brand, like the only thing that I can think of is like Tom Ford. So these are really up there in lipstick price. And then like they have this awful like perfumey, florally grandma scent to them, like a lot of high-end brands put in their lipsticks and their like foundations and stuff like that. I hate that. I have no idea why people do that, why they put these in, but I hate it. I hate this scent. So for the fact that they're like it's the most expensive lipstick I own, and then it has this like awful florally scent that I hate, that was really disappointing. And then I was like, well, you know, if like, I do love the formula to them. They're like super high pigmented, they're nice and creamy, they're not drying on your lips. I would still go for another brand like the NARS Audacious lipsticks, because while the formula is nice, like it doesn't have very many like unique colors. Like I feel like I could find all the colors in that line in other lines and they would probably be less expensive and they wouldn't have that floral scent. So for that reason I put these on the list as well. So the next one I put on the list is the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. So this is a $66 palette. I do own the Naked 1 palette. Love it. It was actually like my first high-end eyeshadow palette that I ever bought. I skipped out on the Naked 2 because I thought it was pretty similar to the Naked 1 and that I didn't really need it. But then when I heard that the Naked 3 was coming out and it was going to be like this beautiful rose gold palette, I was so excited because I didn't have any other palettes like that at the time. So I bought it as soon as it came out, and like the packaging is really beautiful. I actually like this packaging best of all the Naked palettes. It's like a hard tin. It's obviously very rose gold colored. And then the shades inside, if you just look at them, like, you know, just having a look at them, they look nice. But when I went to use it, I was just like really uninspired and disappointed in some of the, like the quality of the eyeshadows and then like the shade selection. So I like this Strange color. It's called Strange. It's like a matte white. Works really well for the like your brow bone highlight or something like this. I really love Trick. Trick is like hands down my favorite eyeshadow in this palette. It's like this amazingly pigmented rose gold, and like you use a little MAC Fix Plus with it and it really pops. Like I will go into this palette sometimes just to use Trick. And I like Nooner, which is like a mauve-y kind of matte transition shade. That's a good one. But otherwise, like I could live without the rest of these shades, which is not good when you're buying a $66 palette. Dust is like exactly what it's called. It's like so like powdery and flaky. It just like does not, like, can you see the pigmentation on that? Like you can't even hardly see it. Like you can, and there's just like chunks of it falling off of my hand. Like it works terribly as like an eyeshadow. Burnout's okay. Like Buzz is another one, that same formulation that I find is very like Fallout Central. Like it's the more pinky one of the two. So at least it's more pigmented than Dust, but like I just don't enjoy using it. Limit might work well for a transition shade for some people, but for me it's too light. I can't even use it. So there's like a shadow that I just don't ever use. These four down here, like, they're nice, but they're all shimmer. So like, where am I gonna get a darker matte shade to kind of, if I want to like darken up the crease a little bit? Like I like using matte shades in like when I'm doing that, not shimmery kind of, like these look like lid shades to me. And then there's Blackheart, which is like a black with gold, or not gold, pink glitter in it. And the glitter really affects, I find, like the consistency of the eyeshadow. Like it doesn't really work like a matte black. I just never ever reach for it. So anytime I'm using this palette and I really want to darken up the look, I have to go into another palette. Like I just never reach for this. And I was really disappointed in some of the quality of the shades here and like the whole kind of like selection as a whole. I feel like there should have been a couple more mattes in there to be able to darken up the looks that you're going for. And then these two colors are like, they're just so full of fallout that I won't ever use them. Like, so this one was a big pass for me. I really should have returned this, but it was a gift, so I kept it. But ugh. And again, I have another Urban Decay eyeshadow palette to put on this list of high-end products not worth the splurge. This is the Vice 4 that came out last Christmas, I guess, or last spring. I can't remember when these come out. They come out at the same time every year. They're limited edition. Anyways, I missed out on the one the year before and I was like, next year I'm gonna get that one that comes out. And so I waited and waited and waited. It finally came out and I was so excited, and like it just doesn't do it for me. like, I just never reach for it. It does have a huge mirror, which is a plus for some people. I don't even really use the mirrors in eyeshadow palettes. Like, I just use my vanity mirror. So for me, it wasn't like, you know, oh my gosh, great, there's a mirror. And then like the color selection just doesn't really do it for me. Like, I love Bitter and what is this called? Flame down here. I love doing like a super warm orangey and brown eyeshadow look with these two. And then I'll actually use Delete, which is like a matte brown over here. So I'll use these 3 shades and actually use Framed a little bit. This is kind of like, it's hard to see. It's kind of like a peachy shade that you can use as an initial transition shade in your crease. But like otherwise, like these just don't speak to me. I find the color selection really random. Like there's not a lot of the shadows that really go together. Like ones that I wish were matte are not matte, and like, you know what I mean? Like this gray color here, like, I don't know, it doesn't swatch well. Like, when am I gonna use this? It's super glittery, but like, I don't know. I really wish I had returned this palette actually. And this is like a $70 palette or something like that. Like, they're really expensive. Like, you are getting quite a few eyeshadows in here. Like, you're getting 20 eyeshadows, which is awesome, but like, I would definitely pass on this palette. Not like it's still available, so that's why I questioned whether I should put this on the list, but you know what? This is probably the palette I use least of all my palettes, so like I had to put it on the list. So the next product on the list, and the last one, has like the most ridiculously long name that I literally just need to read it off the sheet. So the last one is the Glamglow PoutMud Fizzy Lip Exfoliating and Wet Lip Balm Treatment Duo. That's a pretty crazy long name for a lip scrub and a lip balm. Anyways, these products are from Glamglow. They retail for $49. You do get them together. And I absolutely love Glamglow masks. So when they started coming out with lip products, I really wanted to give them a try. Even though like lip scrubs aren't like, I'm not super into those. I use them every once in a while, but I'm not like somebody who uses them every day before I put on a lipstick. And then I do have a lip balm that I absolutely love. It's the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. Like, I am diehard for that. I can't live without it. Every time I run out, I need to immediately go buy a new one. So I wasn't really in the market for a new lip balm, but I really wanted to try them out just because I love Glamglow products. So I'm going to tell you now, these are not worth the price. So this is your lip scrub, just really average white colored lip scrub. Smells very strongly peppermint. I love that smell, so like I could just breathe this in all day, but I know some people really don't like peppermint scents, so you will not like this product. And it's just a really average lip scrub. Like, there's nothing special about it. Doesn't work any better than any other cheaper lip scrub. And then the lip balm is like, once again, like very average lip balm. Like, you know, it's okay. Like, it's moisturizing while it's on your lips, but like, you know, it's kind of that consistency that doesn't last on your lips very while, so you're constantly having to reapply it, but it is moisturizing while it's on there, but like nothing super special. And I hate lip products that I have to like dig into with my finger and put them on, because then I've got lip balm all over my hand and I have to go like wash my hands or find like paper towel or something. Like, I hate that. Like, I never usually buy lip balm products that are in a tub like this. Like, and it's also just like not sanitary. Like, you're sticking your finger in all the time. Like, I don't know. I would never repurchase this, and I really do wish I had returned it. My only like saving grace is that I think I got this during one of the Sephora sales where I got like 15 or 20% off or something like that, but these are not worth it. These are super average, and for them to price these at $49 is crazy. So that's it. That's 10 high-end products that I think are not worth the splurge. Super disappointing. Makes me sad when I think about all the money I spent on them for the ones that I never did end up returning. I don't mean to bash any brands here. Every brand has got its hits and misses, and everybody's different and likes certain things and don't like other things. You know, these might be your holy grail products, some of these, and you know, it's just my opinion and my experience with them, so just take it with a grain of salt. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video is going to be 10 high-end products that are totally worth the splurge. So keep an eye out for that video. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. I want to know what products are super disappointing to you so I can watch out for them and avoid them. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye!